Restart. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, what's good, everybody? It's the Melanted Report podcast coming to y'all, giving y'all a quarantine edition of the show. It is May
Fourth.
Yeah, say what?
Fourth. It's the fourth.
I said 4. Sorry, I said a Chicagoan E.
Oh no, I didn't hear you. I thought you were still like waiting.
No, I said the 4th. It says the 4th.
Gotcha.
You know, may the 4th be with you, everybody. Star Trek, everybody. I'm not really a Trekkie and everything, but I'm celebrating with you all. Actually, I got Disney Plus. Shout out to my plug. You know who he is. So I should actually go ahead and watch it. But anyway, rewind it back up. How have you been, good sir?
Been good, man. Been good. Just trying to figure out ways to fill my time. It's kind of been. I'm sure how it is everybody else. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do some projects, learn some new skills, which I know everybody says that, but I'm actually trying to follow through with that. But
I feel you, yeah. I've been doing some writing. I've been working on 2 scripts. Actually, if you see my background, you see a storyboard going over there. If you look over this is my right shoulder.
I see.
Yeah, I've just been doing that and trying to get everything going. Staying hydrated, staying healthy. I got my alkaline water going on here. pH 9.5 and above. Got my echinacea pills here. Got my elderberry tablets. And also to round off everything, I got my black seed oil on. I don't have my Irish sea moss, which is sitting in my kitchen as well. But all the things I've been doing to keep myself healthy. Naturally at that. I ain't doing that.
Tips. I mean, I think people need to actually hear this stuff because they're
Yeah.
not taking care of themselves the way they should be right now.
I mean, I definitely don't want to take that hydrochloric if it's whatever they're trying to prescribe to us from Trump and all that. Have you heard about that medicine? He's like hydrochloric thing, like medicine for Ebola or something like that.
I don't know if I heard about that one. I heard about a few different ones though, and they all seem kind of ridiculous as solutions.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, yeah, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just been keeping myself healthy, eating all vegetables, all that stuff. I mean, I haven't been picking out. I'm eating hella honey buns and whatnot, but still, gotta round it out somewhere. This has been boring. Just been snacking on hella stuff that I never really ate before. But
yeah.
the only place you can go to is the grocery store. That's like the club right now.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, guys, the club line too. That shit is
club line.
Any grocery store you go to, that's the funny thing too. It doesn't matter which one you go to.
Actually, the funny thing is I've been going to Rouse over in K-Town on 3rd Street, and it's been pretty clear. It's been like it's not like a line to get into there. You go in, it's fully stocked most of the time. They don't have eggs a lot, but they have pretty much everything else. So it's actually been pretty cool because I mean it's like 15 minutes away from me, a little farther than what the normal Rouse I go to is, but I've been getting in and get out, so I've been happy with that.
Yeah, no, that's worth it for sure. Because the lines are crazy. I mean, you have to kind of either get up really early or go at a really random time during the day and hope you get lucky with no crowd or no line standing outside. But I mean, I can't complain. There's people out there working every single day, and those
right.
are like obviously they deserve the praise right now. I can't complain about any small thing.
Definitely, I don't know why they ain't getting hazard pay. I definitely enjoy working from home at my home office that I already had set up, regardless of what a pandemic was going on. So I was ready for this for a long time. I loved working from home until now, when I was forced to.
Right. Yeah.
Like your home is your office, so it's just like everything work and all that goes on at one time. You never focused on one thing at all times and whatnot. And it's a million things going on at once. Well, not really now because everybody else is sitting at home doing nothing, but just, I don't know, it's hella more distractions at home.
How do you manage it though? Is this your first time working from home for an extended period of time, or have you done this before? Or
nah, I've done maybe a week. Yeah,
okay.
I've done like a week at a time before, but not like this. Like if I was to go out of town, like to go back home or something like that, I work from my wife's house, most of my parents' house, or something like that. But yeah,
right.
This has been different. Just like, you used to being like, okay, I'm gonna put this problem off until 2 days from now when I go back into the office and I can actually talk to somebody face to face and figure it out. But now it's like, nah, I gotta actually figure it out through a Zoom call or something like that.
Yeah, and those aren't always. I mean, people think it's effective because you're still looking at the person and seeing them, but it's not. There's nothing. There's no substitute for that interaction, that face to face. Because I mean, like, even how
Sometimes,
you interpret things and how you explain things, like it's way easier, obviously, to do that when you're with somebody physically.
yeah.
So.
Sometimes you need to just feel the energy of this person smarter than me and that permeated into my brain. But yeah, But I don't know, me and my best friend in the background, as you can see, we get hypes on the Netflix on the screen.
You watch that show? Hold on. Okay, you have no idea what that show's behind you. I would start describing it so if you watch it. I don't
Sorry
watch.
about this. Someone's calling me. I'm Mr. Popular right now. I don't know why. All my parents, I promise you. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm trying to see what that
Right.
is.
Sometimes my computer starts to ring too, and it slows down everything. But yeah, I'm good. It's FaceTime call too. But anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Money Heist. I haven't really watched. I haven't watched it. I watched like a few episodes of the first season with a friend, like just when I was over the crib or whatever. But it seemed interesting. I just didn't feel like reading the subtitles.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The problem, that's what a lot of Netflix's good shows. Dark is considered one of their best shows. So I think it's a German show.
Oh yeah,
Some people compare it to Stranger Things, but that's another thing. Yeah, subtitles.
yeah,
That one, and then yeah, Money Heist. Money Heist is pretty good, but I've only gotten a few episodes in, so I can't really tell you that much.
yeah. And then seeing the mouse move like this sometimes is just like it just seems pretty weird.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Where did you go? Just like nah, it just takes away from all the emotion and all that shit. But it works, I guess. I watched like 4 or 5 episodes, and it was pretty interesting how everything was going down. Like I said, it was a good show. I just wish it was just I either understood what they spoke naturally, so I can watch it in that language, or it just wasn't dubbed like this.
I mean, you can watch it in English, but it's just not gonna. It's really not the same experience. You have to read the subtitles to get the same.
Actually, yeah, they speak in English voices.
Well, there's an English version of it.
Yeah,
It's
that's the one on Netflix. It's the English version. Now that I think about it, but it
okay,
just looks weird because again, their mouse is moving like this.
right? Yeah, and it's just the translation isn't the same. Like it's still a lot of words that are lost in translation. That
Oh, is that the show you're talking about? Dark. It's in my background.
yeah, dark. Yeah, that one right there. I
Okay.
could read it, obviously. What's behind you?
It's scary. I like scary stuff. It's my favorite genre. Horror.
What's the best horror TV show? Or is there a good horror TV show? A great one?
Um, well, at one point, American, and actually, I know we're gonna talk about. Actually, let's just get into. Well, that's like our topic that we kind of wanted to get into. So I guess the first topic that we wanted to get into is what we've been watching. So what you just said, horror stuff. I have watched American Horror Story. That used to be what I would consider to be a good like or excuse me. I don't have the Rona. Damn. Sorry. No, please, I don't have the Rona. But that used to be a good show as far as like a horror genre to me, but now it's really got kind of watered down a little bit.
Right.
Especially with Paul gosh, I cannot think her name. One the two of the Jessica Lange. I know she was the kind of the older lady that was in a lot of seasons, and Sarah Paulson. She left the show, I think, or it's just like hasn't been in like the last couple seasons. And Evan Peters, he played. He was an X-Men. He played Quicksilver in X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kind of were like the people who pushed the show, and they haven't been in the show, especially in the last season, 1984. This kind of made it kind of not as scary to me. So that
What
was my answer, but not anymore.
what season are they in now? I feel like they've done what? It's like nine?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was the latest season was 1984. I just finished that a couple weeks ago.
Damn. Is it still? I mean, it's hard to say. Like once you're in season 9 of any show, if it still has like that same, I don't know, the same thing that brought you in the first couple seasons. But is it
Nah.
still like good or?
It like certain. Well, I will say like certain seasons are good. Like the season prior to this one, season 8, which was Apocalypse, that was pretty good.
Okay.
It was a different story and it connected. Like usually the stories are connected, but it connected all the previous seasons together. So that was pretty good how they did that. But this season was just like based upon like Jason. esque type things. So, the seasons are based upon like different things. Like there was Coven, and that was based upon like just like New Orleans folklore. Hotel was based upon like a 1950s LA haunted hotels and whatnot. And this season was based upon, it was called 1984, and it was based upon Jason. And basically played out the entire like first two movies and added like some extra
Wait,
stuff to it.
the same character names are like the same.
No. It was like a different story. So like it was this dude, his name was Mr. Jingles, but Jason. Then there was this camp counselor who was like his mother. You know,
Yeah.
it was basically the same thing. She started killing, then he was killing and whatnot. Same story. Yeah, if y'all pay attention, that 1984 is basically the story of Jason.
What's your favorite season? Do you have a favorite season?
Season one, Murder House.
Okay.
That was like, when they draw you in and then it's like, okay, we're just gonna do some stuff. That was
Right.
the season where it was like, okay, this it was like pretty not scary, but it was like I could see why a person would not want to. That doesn't like horror wouldn't want to watch it and whatnot. So that was my favorite season. Then season 2 was okay. Then I like season 3 because they brought in Angela Bassett and that was Coven, and then it kept going and whatnot. I think the worst season to me was probably season 5, which was Circus Freak Show. Yeah, they could have kept that one.
What was bad about it? What was like
Everything. Storyline, characters, everything. There was this killer clown that didn't really do nothing, and he kept coming back. I don't know. It was just a mess.
I mean, that's the thing. I feel like with those anthology shows, you're gonna have a lot of seasons that hit and miss. I mean, like the majority of the show it's gonna be a good show because of you're gonna like certain elements of it, but it's just hard to get those themes to really hit the same way as like the previous one or maybe like one of the favorite ones.
Yeah. I know Haunting at Hill House was also a good one on Netflix.
Yeah.
That was kind of older, I know. But yeah, as far as horror TV shows, those are the ones like that. Actually, no. Well, people gonna laugh at me, but another show I watched, and again, don't laugh, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So it's lit.
The reboot?
Lit. Yeah, the reboot is lit. It's not like the one that was on Channel 9. Yes, I used to watch the old show on Channel 9.
I mean, I thought everybody did growing up. I mean, that shit was on.
I was, like 9? Didn't have cable. So, yes, I did watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And so I wanted to see that continue.
Yeah, Friday. Like, that was on that lineup, right? Like that TGIF, like the Saturday or the Friday night.
Yep.
Night.
You know.
Yeah, everybody watched it. Yeah, for sure.
Libby, all them, this show, but like, so they get like, apparently it was like it's based upon another like universe than that one. So like this one was like much darker and whatnot. And it's like, man, sometimes I felt like I like fell asleep. It's like being
I couldn't really hear what you were saying. The mic was like, I don't know, distorted.
Oh, no, I was saying, yeah, it has some very freaky stuff on there that you wouldn't really think they would have on there. It's not a kid show. That's all I'm
saying. No, that's funny you're telling me that because I thought it was a kid show. That's why I didn't really turn it on.
Definitely not a kid show. They do a lot of stuff that I would not want my child to be seeing, especially not a 9-year-old like I was watching the other show.
All right, damn.
What about you though? What shows have you been watching?
Couple shows. I mean, I've been trying to finish a couple shows that I started a long time ago. I mean, the funny thing is I start to watch like probably a few shows at a time, but then I get bored with them if they don't pick up super fast. And then I start adding more shows to that, and I end up watching 7 or 8. So it's kind of hard to just double back and finish all of them. But right now, Peaky Blinders, I'm in the last season of that. I feel like that's one of Netflix's best shows.
That's like a Western or something like that, right?
Yeah, well, it has that vibe, definitely. It's about like this gang, this British gang in the early 1900s.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like how they had the whole control over it. It makes you, it does feel like, those Western shows like a Deadwood or something like that.
I just knew it was a period piece. I just knew he was like dressed up at like old school clothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's shot really well too. It's shot really well. The acting's very good. The storyline's cool too. I mean, it's not incredible, but it's definitely, it's definitely going to keep you going to the next season, next episodes and whatnot. Besides that, I mean, it's on top of those TV shows I've been watching. I try to take on like projects too, and right now, the thing I'm doing is trying to watch all the Marvel, everything in the MCU
Oh,
from
okay.
chronological order.
Like
But
live action or the
everything, well, I don't think any of the cartoons or any of the animated stuff is included. But
nah.
basically, all the live action shows in the movies, but from the order, from the MCU chronological order, not the order in.
Oh yeah.
So like it starts with Captain America, then goes to Agent Carter, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and then
Oh, you watching? Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. So you just answered your question. There are like 3 TV shows that are in continuity with the movies, and honestly, the Netflix shows are in continuity with the movies as well.
yeah, they are. Which I didn't know. I didn't think they were a part of it because I felt like obviously they released it when they did, and like the timeline from when they released it, like it's kind of hard for you to piece together that yeah, I guess Daredevil, Luke Cage, and them they're still like a part of that of the MCU because they're not in the movies, but the TV universe is still important. Like you have
I,
to piece that together.
I think they're doing now what they wanted to do with those TV shows because basically you will Doctor Strange is like the next big movie to come out for Marvel, and in order to really understand what's happening with that, you will have to watch their Disney Plus show Scarlet Witch because it's
Gotcha.
like a prequel to what's going to happen in that movie because she's going to be a big part of that.
Okay.
So I think now they're going to start having the TV shows like really in continuity with the movies as well. So yeah,
Yeah. It's crazy. I thought DC should have done that a long time ago because they had the universe first. I mean, they
I ain't
had.
gonna lie, they have the better like TV universe. Well, no. Yeah,
It makes more sense because it's more. I mean, the thing is, it's kind of oversaturated. They have too many shows, I think, at once. But at the same time, they all feed into each other. It's not like they get in each other's way. It's just if, like, for instance, if you're watching like a episode like Arrow, and you get to like a multiverse or whatever episode, and you haven't caught up in the Flash and that universe, there's gonna be stuff that happened that you don't even know or whatever.
right.
That's the problem. But if you watch that in order, then it makes complete sense.
Yeah,
So
the only thing about that, I don't like a lot of those shows. Like Batwoman, I don't like. DC Legends of Tomorrow, I did like the first 2 seasons. And all right, I'm the one. Supergirl, I was cool with the first 2 seasons. And then I'm going to try and watch that for the rest of the run of time and see if I can do that. And what's the other one again? I never liked Arrow. And that's it, right? Oh, no, Black Lightning. I just caught up on Black Lightning. That shit was cold.
yeah, I like Black Lightning. But that's the thing, yeah, they need to incorporate like all of these shows into like if they incorporate that plus the movie universe, the only problem is now they have different people casted in these same roles.
Actually, they did do that once with the last of Crisis on Infinite Earth. Remember Grant Gustin met Ezra Miller in the episode?
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but that's like the only time they ever did that.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was like, what the hell did they just do? But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, they've had the ammo to do that for a minute, but like Marvel's about to take it over because the reason why they pulled the shows off Netflix is because they're gonna put them on Disney Plus. That same idea is about to be translated to Disney Plus.
More money, more money, more money. Keep it in house. Yeah, that's the way to do it. But yeah, I definitely wanted to do that, but then I don't know. I feel like I guess we ain't have shit else to do. So yeah, this would be a perfect time to do it because all the movies are like 3 hours long.
Yeah, true. It's a perfect time to start. I mean, who knows how far I'm gonna get and like really, really watch? Because I don't know how many of the Marvel TV shows you tried to watch, like outside the Netflix ones. Agents of Shield, I've tried to watch
Never
that
did.
3-4 times. Like you have to watch the entire series, but it'll be broken up like the first 20 episodes of the season, and then you go to watch like Thor 2 or some shit, and then go back to I don't know. I feel like I get lost like somewhere in between watching these seasons of.
Yeah, I ain't doing all that. I ain't really watched the TV shows, Agent Carter, Agents of Shield, and wasn't there another one?
Let me see.
Inhumans.
Inhumans. There's Runaways.
Yeah, I watched Runaways the first 2 seasons of that, but I feel like that had nothing to do with the MCU at all.
Really? Cloak and Dagger too. That's a part. That's on that list.
Dagger, yeah. I think it's gonna get canceled.
I think it did actually already.
Yeah,
I mean,
completely throwaway characters.
You know what they should do, which I don't understand whether or not. Like, why isn't there a Disney Plus show announced of anyone in the Black Panther universe yet? That was the most popular superhero movie basically of all time, and especially the last 2 years and last 3 years. And I mean, outside of I guess Endgame, but it's right there. They
Yeah,
should have done. They should do a spinoff series with anyone in that universe.
they could do Shuri.
Yeah, M'Baku. There's a lot of
They
characters.
could have kept. Well, if they didn't, I wish they didn't turn Winter Soldier into the White Wolf, and they could have did him as a show like that because he was a part of the secret police of Wakanda. They could have did something like that. But I think that they were talking about doing something with the women of Wakanda, but the
Yeah,
Maja, I can't think of the name, but the King's women. But I think they were talking about doing something like that, but I don't know how they would really do that. But yeah.
yeah. I feel like there's so many. I just feel like it's too obvious. I mean, maybe one of the reasons I'm sure the budget is just crazy.
Yeah.
That's I get that. Like you want to put forth the best product. But I mean, it's so hot and it's the coolest. And I don't know. I feel like it makes the most sense right now
No,
to
it does.
capitalize on the franchise as much as possible.
Might as well keep it going like that. Make all the cartoons into live action stuff for
Yes,
adults and keep the cartoons for kids.
exactly.
um,
They should have us on the creative team. Cook something
yeah,
up.
they need to put me on there. You know, I love everything Marvel.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite series of the franchise right now?
As far
Like
as like live action or a
live
cartoon
action. Yeah, live action.
series, I think mine was. I didn't watch season 2 of Jessica Jones,
Yeah.
but I did like that show the most. I like season 1 of that the most, and then it's Luke Cage, of course. I was going to say Luke Cage first, but I felt like everybody was going to say I was lame. But I did like Jessica Jones season 1 because it was like kind of detective-y. Um,
Yeah.
and I did like season 1 of Luke Cage too. I like the first half of Luke Cage. I ain't like the second half. With Marsha, if they kept Marsha Ali as the villain, I think that show would have like transcended being just a
Yeah.
comic book show.
I completely agree. I mean, the problem it's just funny when you know, like I'm sure it's just Hollywood politics, like scheduling conflicts is
Yeah,
sure that's why he couldn't do a second season because you can't kill a villain of his stature. Also, you're not writing off an actor that good ever in
right.
one season, especially when you know this is going to be multiple seasons. No chance.
Exactly. I definitely had to do something with scheduling conflict because I'm like, yeah, you don't give it. And in the mid-season,
Right. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to give any spoilers away, but that he.
yeah, if you ain't seen it by now,
Yeah,
yeah, 4 years,
at least, yeah, probably 2017, something like that.
something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 seasons and been gone for like 2 years now.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
What about animated? Do you have a favorite animation from back in the day?
I'm not an anime person.
Not really.
Yeah, people are very surprised.
You don't have any nostalgic cartoon show you used to watch on Saturdays?
And like animated shows or anime?
Animated Marvel shows.
Animated Marvel shows. My favorite one was definitely Spider-Man, and then there's X-Men. Yeah, of the '90s.
Same
That
order.
was
I
everything
can't
to me.
say anything different. Like that was the one too. I feel like those shows just underrated in general though. Like those are just good, great cartoons. Like obviously for kids, but if you watch them now, especially X-Men, it's just a good show, honestly.
Yeah, like it's really like kid versions now. Like back then, they were really adults and stuff on those shows.
Yeah, I think it's also the animation styles too. Like there's a lot of animation styles now where you kind of get turned off just looking at it because it looks too
Cartoony, for lack
exactly.
of better words.
Exactly. I was trying to think of something
Yeah.
to say, but cartoon for sure.
Yeah, like when they changed what's that show on Cartoon Network? Teen Titans to Teen Titans Go. I just wanted to kill them. I'm like, who idea was this?
I mean, I guess they're really appealing to that younger market, but
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who like it's that crossover Adult Swim / just like real like comic book fans.
yeah.
Like, the audience is enormous.
But speaking of comic books, I know another show I was watching that I've been meaning to watch for a long time. I've been waiting to come out for like years. Was Raising Dion.
Okay.
That was cold. That was real cold. They actually got me in the end. Like I did not expect what happened in the end. Have you seen that show yet?
I haven't.
Yeah, you gotta watch that show, man. It was executive produced by Michael B. Jordan. He was actually in the show as well. It's about a single black mother raising her 8-year-old child, and his father was a scientist that like disappeared in this accident or whatever. And then like one day her child starts to like exhibit like weird powers, and she notices like a storm that's been like chasing them for like a while and whatnot. And then one day she like sees his father and whatnot. Then she's basically just trying to like raise him like a normal single black mother and whatnot, and like also deal with an 8-year-old child with superpowers. So it's like real life and then fantasy as well, because a lot of stuff happened in that show that you wouldn't expect. But it was dope to me. And I know they come out with season 2.
Oh, dope! Yeah.
That should be that.
What's like a major obstacle that, like, because I mean, obviously he's like discovering powers. Like, is he like, obviously there's not going to be like a major like antagonist or villain, but like, is there any sort of
There actually was a major antagonist and villain that you would not expect. I think you may expect. I didn't expect him from the beginning, but when he was revealed, I was like, okay, I can see him being there. But yeah, he definitely had an antagonist, and it was somebody really close to him and whatnot. But not to give anything away. But yeah, it was pretty good. That's all I'll say. I don't want to say too much about it. I'm trying to say like the plot and whatnot. But yeah, like and then he's like a very powerful like mutant thing, like mutant. I don't want to say mutant thing, but like, he actually was going to access over his full powers. So I was like, he's a god. But he's got to grow up and learn them all. And he was learning everything. And he came like in the last episode, he learned a lot. And I think he'll be turning 9 in the next season. Then like they show like the cliffhanger to what's going to be happening in the next season, who the next villain's going to be. And so yeah.
That could be a dope show because like that could just grow with the kid growing up too, like in real life. I don't know like if he's the same age as his character, but if he's around that age, obviously he's gonna get a lot older and like you see that progression like on screen and
exactly
everything really.
He can just come back next season and know how to use his powers and be like 11, then 13, and just keep going like a real comic book.
Right.
Yeah.
I think outside TV shows, I feel like I've been watching a lot more movies too now. Like just because I feel like I've watched a lot of TV shows in general, but movies I'm usually just late on. I don't know why, but
I am too. I don't know why. I'm either very on time or I'm very late.
Yeah. I know a couple. I've watched a couple on like lately on Netflix. Uncorked. I don't know if you saw that.
I haven't. I meant to watch that. That's with Courtney Vance, right?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's about his son. He's trying to be a sommelier. Basically, damn, I don't want to butcher.
I mean, I'm good. You can tell me.
No, I don't want to butcher the occupation, but basically,
sommelier,
yeah, an expert in wine.
Yeah,
a wine steward. That's what it
says. Yeah, I knew that part.
Okay, no, I was looking up for myself because I didn't know exact, definition. But anyways, yeah, it's like showing his struggle between trying to learn how to become and study to become a sommelier versus his dad trying to get him to take over his family barbecue business, and yeah, it's pretty dope. I think it's written well, shot well. That one's pretty cool. And then I watched another one last night called All Day and the Night. That one's with Ashton Sanders. Yeah. On Netflix, just premiered, I think, a couple days ago.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that. It just came out.
What about you? Have you watched any good movies lately, or any other good shows?
Well, going to him and then I go to the movies. I actually watched Wu-Tang, The American Saga. I'm late on that, and Ashton Sanders was actually in that. Good show. I think it's actually a great show.
Me too.
The only bad thing about it, and it's not even his acting. I think he acts very good as him. He just doesn't give me the vibe of the main character. But Ashton Sanders, I don't think he's RZA. And the crazy thing is RZA picked him to be himself, and I'm just like, what made you think that he was you?
I think he has some of the cadence down, but I don't think he has all of it. And I think some of it, like a lot of the scenes when he's like actually rapping or like more of like the artist scenes, like I feel like that doesn't translate as well. Even like when he's producing, like, it doesn't translate as well. Like when he does like the in between though, like when he's just interacting with people, I feel like it's
Yeah,
pretty.
because he's a good actor, so I mean, he's gonna bring his acting skills to it and whatnot. I just didn't get RZA vibes. I mean, RZA, he kind of talk with the
Exactly.
drawers and stuff like that. He's real animated and all that. But I just didn't get that from. He was just real like, yeah, I'm gonna go with moms, and I'm just like, nah, you too calm,
Yeah,
RZA.
like,
I
I'm
was
up a
RZA
little too
myself.
cool. Yeah.
And then, like, what really got me, where I was like, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna just watch the show and not complain. What got me is when he did his oh, I didn't know he went by Rakim when he did the Rakim, and then they showed the real Rakim video. I was like, bro, this looks nothing like you. But you seen it, right?
I have.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's when I was like, all right, bro, like this casting was horrible. He looks and gives me no vibes as you.
It's I feel like his performance does make up for the fact that he doesn't look like him. But yeah, I see what you're saying. That's a fair criticism though, because I feel like everybody else is casted like. I feel like it just overall it's a great cast. I think it's
it was because Raekwon is played by who
Shamik Moore.
Shamik Moore, yeah, and like even though I really don't think he necessarily looked like him, he just gave me the vibe to like how he was talking, how he had the grills and whatnot, and I was like, he needed to be a little bit bigger to me. So I actually met Raekwon, so I know what he looks like in person. So I was like, but then obviously it's a different time period. But I don't know. I felt the vibe from him, even though he doesn't necessarily look like him to me too. Ghostface, dude was way too skinny, I think, to play Ghostface, but he still gave me his vibe too. Who else? Method Man was on point. I felt like I was looking at Method.
Yeah.
Dave
East perfect.
He bodied that. Dave East bodied that.
I hope they give him more. I mean, I know, like, obviously, Method's role is about to grow, like it happened in real life. So I hope his role in the show actually gets bigger too. He gets more screen time because I thought he was real good.
Yeah, you could tell he is because like you said, Method's involved in the show, and it was like he still was doing his own thing, and they had to develop all this. But the crazy thing about that show, I didn't know Raekwon and Ghostface was into it like that.
It's funny because I'm sure they got everybody else, and they got me looking up like this actually like.
I swear, I was like, is this real?
Yeah, but they couldn't be at each other like that. Like that's like.
Yeah. I heard it was some of the stuff fabricated though.
Okay, I mean, it had to.
Like the last part when he shot old boy, the big dude, I forgot his name, but I heard that was fake and whatnot. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they said he did shoot somebody, but it didn't go down like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Wu-Tang was dope for me. I can't wait to see season 2 of that.
Yeah, I like it. I like how they play with a lot of different elements too. Like I know, like I forgot which episode it was, but the beginning of one, like I love the beginning of the episodes too. Like I know one of them had like a cartoon version of what's going on. Another episode was like a video game version. Like it's really cool. A lot of stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think of, just like to advance the story. Like it's really cool.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope for me too. So what have you been watching? Actually, no. So I'll go back to movies and I'll go back to this show because I know a lot of people have seen it, been watching it. Have you seen like another old movie I haven't seen with Bad Boys 2? I was
you said, wait, hold on. Say again. You're kind of breaking up.
Bad Boys for Life.
Oh, okay. You just saw it? You just seen it?
Yeah, I just seen it, and I watched all three. Like I watched the first one, the second one, then I watched the third one. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
How was that?
Bad Boys 2 is my favorite. It's like tied with Pulp Fiction as my favorite movie of all time. Bad Boys for Life? Nah.
Hey, man.
It's in my background right now.
That's funny, actually.
It was just nah. Like, nah. It was cool, but it's just nah.
Hey, man, I can't say anything. I agree. I mean, I'm not mad at the nostalgia of it. Like, it was dope. Like, obviously seeing them on screen together again, but it just didn't.
It needs to be 10 years ago.
The story was just.
The story was trash.
I don't even know what happened.
The story was trash. The story was the ultimate. He had a son this whole time. I'm like, come on, y'all.
Yeah, it could have been about anything else. Like
anything else. Anything else. But Wow, I'm like, he had a son.
It's hard to do sequels, especially all these years in between. Like we're gonna see like how each of these do, but I mean, it's hard. It's not only you're trying to capture the nostalgia of the chemistry, which Will and Martin, they're gonna have great chemistry regardless. Like
Yeah,
you're trying to capture nostalgia of the franchise, where like
yeah,
sometimes the action sequences, although they still look good, they don't look the
yeah.
same, or maybe this doesn't hit the same, or it's just it's hard to capture that all those years later, even though it's reintroduced to an older or newer audience. But
And the crazy thing, like if you look at, there's like a formula to the Bad Boys movie too. If you look at like this, the same characters, same scenes, breakdowns. If you look at all, because I watched all three at the same time, it's always a person they go to who I ain't in the business no more. I ain't in the business. Just give me some more information. It's always a scene like that. It was DJ Khaled in the last one. It was Michael Imperioli in the first one, and I don't know who the Jamaican dude was in the second one, but all same scene if you really pay attention to it. And then the third one, it was just like, okay, I'm tired of this. And it
yeah,
was old. And but I did appreciate that they didn't make them like be like, oh, that was good crack. Be like wanting to be young and acting young, like some Fast and Furious type shit where Vin Diesel 55 years old and he's stopping tanks with his shoulder and stuff. But I don't
yeah.
know.
And the dialogue was kind of like that, sort of like they're saying certain things. Like, I
Being
mean,
a tyrant and doing all that. And I feel like they sidelined Martin a lot in this movie too,
they did for sure.
which was very weird.
Yeah,
Like
I don't.
half the movie, he wasn't in.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I just feel like it's.
And we have Vanessa Hudgens as our substitute.
Yeah, I didn't understand a few things this movie. I'm trying to say it nicely because
Yeah.
I like a lot of the people involved in the movie, so it's not like not trying to shit it too hard. But yeah, you're right. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. Let's put it like that.
Speaking of shitting on stuff, let's go to the show that everybody been shitting on. Mr. Kenya Burris. Have you watched Black as Fuck yet?
Uh, a little bit. I haven't really seen too many episodes.
Man, you gotta watch it, man.
How
Uh,
else? Mm.
it was I actually appreciated it. I thought it was pretty cool. My only complaint about it, I was like, can you sing this before? Like Black as Fuck is Black-ish on steroids.
Wait, can you repeat that? It was like
Yeah, I know, because the names all sound the same. That's another thing too.
oh no,
Black.
it was no, it was breaking up that time when
Oh, sorry. Black AF is basically Black-ish on steroids, or like just more raw and everything. Because you can definitely, once I watched Black as Fuck, I was like, oh wait, Dre on the show is him. You can definitely see that they act exactly the same. Although I just think, since Anthony Anderson is an actor, he obviously brings himself to the character, so it's a little bit different and more like he's Anthony Anderson is like a big complainer on the show, and Black as Fuck, Kenya Burris as that same character is just aloof. He's like, oh,
okay, I see.
you,
So it kind of what I've heard some not to say some comparisons, but I've heard like maybe in the same vein of like a Curb Your Enthusiasm in a way.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's kind of like obviously it mimics Kenya Barris's real life, but it's not like obviously change names and whatnot, but it's the same format and whatnot.
Hope he ain't talking to his kids like that. Fucking hate these kids. Fucking hate.
I haven't seen enough of it.
Oh yeah, it gets weird. Well, not weird, but it gets good. Like I said, I appreciate the show. I just was like,
You recommend it though? You recommend one?
yeah, I recommend it. I just was like, I've seen this before. Like literally, I pointed to all the characters. I'm like, oh well, that's Jack, that's Diane, that's who's Yara. I have not. I've been trying to think of who was Yara Shahidi's character on Blackish for the longest time. What is the character's name?
Zoe, I think.
Zoe, yeah. I was like, Zoe is split between the two oldest girls on the show, and who am I missing? Jack, Diane, Dre. He's the littlest kid, like the baby boy or not the baby boy, but like the kid that's like very worried on Black as Fuck. That's Dre. And I'm like, yeah, these characters are all the same character pieces and everything. So that's my only criticism of the show. But I just been looking at it for different, been separating the two. But if I was like, I'm like, it's kind of the same show. And
to
then
me,
the other two shows are spinoffs, so it's just like a lot of people are like, you're one trick pony. Even though Grownish is much different from Blackish to me.
Right. I mean, my thing is like I'm not mad at creating a universe just because like I mean you see it a lot in a lot of different areas. You see it in animated shows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like for instance, with Seth MacFarlane, like he has a stranglehold on on Fox animated for like a long time. He still has it with American.
Formula, yeah.
He has black. King Bears now has Blackish, Grownish, Mixedish, Black as fuck. Like that's dope. I mean, it's cool to create that type of universe. I see what you're saying though, but I think the next project is probably going to be so different, or if it is so different, then it kind of just shows like
at this point it has to be.
it has to be. But I think it is cool to create your own universe, just because.
Oh no, yeah, I think it's cool. I haven't watched Mixes though, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to pull off too, because there's different audiences for every show, but they like it, and you're always gonna get that core person who watches all of them. So it's like if you capture any of those people, you have yourself like at the very least like a cult like following in terms of like those series. But
yeah, they definitely turned him into the Bill Cosby show, or Blackish is like that's basically what ABC did. It's the new Cosby show. Blackish is the Cosby show. I look at Grownish as a different world. Mixedish, I don't know. That's in its own world.
That's Cosby.
Yeah, it's Cosby. Yeah, I didn't know if you was gonna know that show, but Black as Fuck feels like Cosby. What was his name? John Lucas or something like that? Lucas something? Lucas Walton on or some shit like that. But yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. He might have kept Cliff in it somehow, or like it was Cliff something, or
I know his first name was Lucas because Felicia Rashad always called him Lucas.
Hold on. Let me see.
For those that don't know, there is a show called Cosby, not the Cosby Show, that Felicia Rashad and Bill Cosby also did after the Cosby Show. That wasn't a spinoff or anything. It just was like another show.
Yeah, I'm tripping. It was Hilton Lucas.
Hilton Lucas. I knew it was Lucas something.
Yeah, it ran from 1996 to 2000. Damn, 96.
40 years? Oh, that's kind of decent.
That's longer than I thought it ran. I thought it was only a couple seasons.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, that's how I look at the King of Birds universe too. So I'm like, you can't really be mad at him for that. Doing something that's already been done. A lot of people just like to be playing sometimes. But I know a lot of people were saying like the characters were kind of unbelievable. Black people don't act like that. But then I'm like, and I kind of see what they're saying with that. But then I'm like, oh, black people ain't monolithic at the same time. There are some black people that act very bougie and very just crazy. Of course, these are satirical versions of these characters. So I think people don't realize that as well. Like they aren't like the little boy ain't crying at everything that ever happens. I hope probably in his real life or whatnot, but it's just a character who's very over the top, and whatnot. And I just think people don't really appreciate that art sometimes. But,
yeah, I mean,
but the crazy thing is, I'm like, if you like Atlanta, you definitely should fuck with this show.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that same formula has been done with everything. Look at Fresh Prince. Like look at how Carlton and Hillary are portrayed. Like obviously these people aren't completely acting like this, but like you said, it's satire. Like you're gonna exaggerate certain things because it's television. I think it's cool to show a lot of different types of people too, especially a lot of different types of black people, because there definitely shouldn't be one set way that people think that a black person should act, because everybody acts differently. So
I know they be stuck in thinking all black people are the same and shit. I don't know why. It'd be crazy, man.
I mean, honestly, it's gonna take a lot more TV shows and movies that are just different. Like, it doesn't matter what the subject matter is. Like, that's kind of why I like Uncorked, because that's a whole different, something like that's a different lane from what we're probably used to seeing. Or not probably, but it's a lot different from what we're used to seeing right now, or even in the past.
And I will say King Bird was kind of pissed because he definitely was like, how are people going to tell me how to talk about my family, basically, in so many words. I know he probably took kind of offense to it because he's like, y'all know this is my family I'm talking about, like my wife. She's interracial and Rashida looks like her. So how y'all can tell me not to put somebody who looks like my wife? So, I don't know. Then it's the crazy thing is people saying like Rashida Jones. Well, I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. I did not know Rashida Jones was black. Did not know that. I did not know she was Quincy Jones' daughter. Did not know that. I mean, on The Office, she looks like a white woman. Like, let's be honest. I'm sorry, Parks and Rec. She looks like a white woman. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And then, you know, she wasn't really an important character, so there was no reason for me to like investigate this woman's background or whatnot, or even to think she was biracial. So, you know, that was her most famous role, and I didn't know she was Quincy Jones's daughter. Although I always heard when she was in Drake video, I was like, why did Drake put her in the video? We had all these black women in the video. And I was like, why do you do that? But I mean, you know, she works. But then I don't know, in Black as Fuck, she did look like she had more black features, and I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but she did. I was like, okay, I see it now. But I'm not judging her on her blackness. I just didn't know she was black.
That's crazy. I didn't know that people didn't know this. Like I found out, like, cause I was looking. I've seen like some, I guess, social conversation about Black as Fuck, but like I haven't. Like I said, I haven't checked it out. Like how I'm going to. Like, you know, I'm going to check out some more episodes. But yeah, I didn't know that was the conversation around it. Like people not knowing that. I thought everybody knew that, honestly.
Because when I first, I was like, why is she on the show? And then they was like, that's Rashida Jones. It's Quincy Jones' daughter. I was like, word, damn.
Yeah, I mean, she's talented, accomplished. Like, you know, she's.
Yeah, she does.
I haven't seen the role.
She does.
From what you're saying, yeah, it sounds like she fits the role perfectly too. I mean, it makes sense.
This is basically Parks and Rec, but kind of a black version and a family version, because it's the same type of satirical stuff that The Office did and Parks and Rec did. So she's a perfect pick, to be honest. When you really think about it, interracial, right? Wait, both of them were interracial and biracial. Sorry. And then so she's perfect. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool. Let's see what else. Also watched. I'm coming to like. Of course you watched. Have you watched Tiger King?
Yeah, I mean, everybody watched that. I don't know why. Like, I don't know when it became that popular, but everybody, like, at a certain point, everybody had seen it. I'm like, I know I watched it because I was bored, but I guess you watched it because you were bored, and you watched because everybody's bored.
I just watched it because everybody watched it, and I was like, oh, this shit interesting.
Yeah. What'd you think of it? What'd you think? What was your takeaway from it? I guess.
I think that bitch Carol Baskins killed her husband. That's for sure.
I mean, without question. But my thing is, like, you have as much guilt. If you didn't technically kill him, she knows exactly what happened. So she's not off the hook for anything. You know, she knows exactly what happened to him. People don't go missing without a trace like that.
Nah, hell no. Like that.
Especially when you have on your property. That's
right. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, we'll see what happens with her with that shit. They definitely had reopened that case a while ago. I think that was just some I don't know why the word brouhaha is coming to my mind, but I think that was just some brouhaha.
That's funny. You hear that Nicolas Cage is actually going to play Tiger King in a CBS series coming up?
Yeah.
They just announced that today. So if you haven't gotten your fix, or if people want some more Tiger King shit, they can.
I don't want to see
Cage.
I want to see
Joe Exotic.
Yeah, Joe Exotic. I want to see the real Joe Exotic, not fake Joe Exotic. Yeah, no, he ain't getting out of jail, man. I don't even think he killed or tried to kill over here. I think they set his ass up.
Well, yeah, they got him on some, like, it was literally, like, I wouldn't say a complete setup because I don't know everything that happened, but that's what happened. Like, they colluded with each other because they wanted him out of the picture. Like, that's just what happened. Yeah.
Definitely what happened with that shit. But yeah, that series is wild as fuck. And the two husbands and all that shit, I didn't expect all that shit to happen.
I didn't expect none of it. Someone told me to watch it, like, with no context. Like, I hate when someone tells you, like, oh, I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but you got to watch this because something crazy, like, anything's, like, liable to happen once that happens because, yeah.
Yeah, and then I found out that he actually wasn't singing them songs. It was somebody else's voice that he dubbed his mouth over.
Really?
Yeah.
It just keeps adding to the legend. It's just crazy that with all, like, with reality TV right now that we hadn't heard of him before this. Like, that's why it's just kind of, not to say fishy, but he's making all these videos. The internet exists how it does with, like, Tumblr, Twitter, and all these, like.
Somebody would have been like, yeah, I remember that video just pop up all the time because those videos were hilarious. They definitely have been on somebody's YouTube channel.
That's why I'm confused. Like, I don't know. It feels like it came out of nowhere, but at the same time, like, did it? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And all these people knew him, like, you know, like not to say he was friends. Shaq had to deny that he had a relationship with them.
Shaq said, "Hey, I don't know, homie. I went through the thing, and that was it. I don't got no parts of that." Then he tried to say he sold the Tigers to Michael Jackson. Oh my God. The king of pop is in my head as I was saying Michael Jackson. Oh man, that's funny. When you get on the microphone, the things that come out of your mouth. But yeah, he tried to say he sold the Tigers to him and whatnot. Yeah, obviously he can't defend himself, but yeah, that was strange. Tiger game definitely was interesting. And then they had another episode where they did like a reunion special too.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
I didn't see that. Wait, wasn't it like
This came out like last week.
Okay. I heard something about it, but isn't it kind of like a Zoom of like?
Yeah, it's basically this.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty. You don't have to watch it to be honest. It was kind of boring, but
it's kind of like what are they doing right now type of thing, or like what's the latest update?
And they was asking them who they wanted them to play in them in the movie and whatnot.
Who did they say?
They said Matthew McConaughey for the dude who had no legs, and I was like, that's perfect. They were talking about Michelle Rodriguez for an old girl who lost her arm. And the not Joe, but the dude who stole everything, I forgot what he said was going to play him.
Yeah, what's his name? Jeff Lowe or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Jeff Lowe. I forgot who they said was going to play Jeff Lowe, but those two I remember. And then as I was saying, I was like, have you ever seen the series on Unfortunate Events?
No, that's the one with Neil Patrick Harris, right?
Yeah, never mind, that joke won't work for you then, but they just seem like some characters in there because there's a hook-handed man in that show. There's a dude with no legs, and there's a two-handed lady. And stuff like that. It seems like Joe Exotic's farm with real-life people. But yeah, I guess it really don't make sense unless you've seen the show. For those who did see the show, you can laugh.
I mean, I think I know what you're talking about, though. I mean, the crazy thing is they're probably going to milk this shit as much as they can. Just this CBS series is the first thing. I mean, people – because honestly, it was a viral hit during this time, too. So, like, during quarantine. So, I think –
Oh, yeah. I think that's really what made it blow up.
What'd you say?
I think that's what made it blow up because if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, honestly, that's very true because I feel like even when people tell me something or, like, especially a show, like it might take another person to tell me, or it has to occur to me again. But I feel like everybody was saying some shit about this.
Everybody definitely was saying some shit about this, which was hilarious. But yeah, let's see. I got a few more, and then we can just kind of wrap. Did you watch Self-Made with C.J. Walker? Sorry, Madam C.J. Walker. I'm sorry, Madam C.J. Walker. Nah.
Yeah. How is it?
It was cool. It definitely was some interesting stuff in there that I didn't know. I liked how it wasn't a sad period. It was a period. Like I wasn't like, oh, black people ain't got no rights. Oh, the white man this and all that. It was like that was incorporated in it, obviously because that was time. So you can only not avoid that so much. But I liked how it wasn't just like a sad slave story all over again. Like I had watched Harriet the week before. And I took that up the disc player so fast, my Xbox so fast. I was like, okay, I watched that and done, But it was pretty happy and whatnot. And just showed how she made her millions. And showed how she just fought against everything. Blair Underwood was a motherfucking unbelievable. I swear her husband was shit. That's all I'm saying. Just watch it, you'll find out. Blair Underwood, every movie he is the same person. He beat on his wife and do some fuckery where you like, bro. I hope he ain't like that in real life because everybody probably think that.
Yeah, I heard the cast is really good in that too.
Tiffany Haddish was in it too, and it was pretty cool to see.
Her daughter, or who did she play?
Yeah, she played her daughter.
Okay.
It was perfect for it because Tiffany Haddish talk kind of like just kind of try not to say ghetto, Southern. There we go. Talk kind of Southern. And so, that's it kind of like goes to how we kind of talked back then and whatnot. So,
right.
I love Tiffany Haddish. I actually met her and we had a very great moment. Me, her, and another friend at Little Rose comedy show. We would have thought we were good friends. So if you see this, Tiffany Haddish, I love you.
Great to say. I mean, I don't think great Great save.
Yeah, I'm not really, I know you were common and everything. But, anyway, let's not get messy. Let's see. What's the last few? Let's do like two more.
I don't know if you checked it out, but because of Power, I want to support 50, everything's doing. I've been watching For Life. I don't know if you've seen that show yet. It's on ABC.
Haven't watched it.
Network TV is not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
For network TV, it's straight. Like it's like interesting. Definitely interesting enough to watch, anticipate what's gonna happen next episode and everything. Yeah, and it's about the life of, it's not directly based on the life of Isaac Wright Jr., but it's loosely based upon those events of his life. And he went to jail a long time ago for not too long ago, but actually he went to jail wrongfully in prison and became a lawyer and fought the case and got out. That's like basically what the story's loosely,
Based on,
loosely based on. Yeah,
right.
it's pretty interesting so far. It's probably about 12 episodes in. Besides that, Insecure is back, so
Oh yeah.
I've been trying to stack the episodes and not watch them all immediately. So I'm a couple behind,
I
but
gotta watch them all. I watched them all. I'm
you've
already
seen all
on
of them.
episode
I've
4.
seen the most recent one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this season is interesting. Molly and Issa are very interesting this season.
They are.
Yeah.
How do you think that's gonna play out?
Do you want me to say it? I'm like, spoilers. I think Lawrence and Issa are gonna get back together. Because it's some weird stuff going on right now. And I think it's going to culminate with Lawrence and Issa getting back together and Molly and Issa not being friends until next season.
Interesting.
And let's just say it was one episode where, I don't know, do you know what's going on between Issa and Amanda Seales in real life?
No.
Well, like I don't know if it's still going on, but the little drama that was going on.
No. What's what's going on?
Well, yeah, I used to like Amanda Seales like a lot, but like her antics are kind of weird. I will say, like, she does a lot of weird stuff. Even though, I don't like everything no one does, so I'm not gonna like spell it. But she just does some weird stuff. That's all I'll say. But but anyway, Amanda Seales basically was like at this like Oscar party, and she didn't get in, even though she was invited. But she was invited by like a friend who's just, you'd be out, you'd be like, hey, you going to this afterwards?
Right.
Something like that. Like, that's from the stories that I've heard from 3 different people where it sounded like, even her own mouth sound like this, but she was making it sound different. But it sounded like somebody was like, hey, you trying to go to this party afterwards? And it so happened to be, the Oscars or the Emmy party on one of those award shows, after parties. And she went there, and security wouldn't let her in because no, she got in. Issa publicist doesn't like her or whatever, so she tried to get her kicked out because she wasn't on the list, and then security kicked her out. And then like a bunch of people was like walking in with her, and she was like mad to in, and like not in. It was just like so.
Wait.
It was like
kind of breaking up. Say again.
Oh no! So like she couldn't get in, and like she was just mad at her publicist, and like just like going off for like a while about this. She went on like 4 or 5 different radio shows talking about the same thing, and it was kind of like, yeah, but you wasn't on the list.
Yeah,
it's like, you
I
wasn't.
didn't know this was what you were referencing. Well, yeah, I heard.
Yeah. But no, that wasn't what I was referencing. It was just like that's what was going on between them in real life, and so they kind of like had some messiness going on in the show, and it was like, cool, let's watch this because it's duality at its best right now. It's real life and fiction. And I was interested in it. She finally had a baby on the show too, so that's great. That's like being pregnant for 3 years.
I was about to say they had her pregnant longer than what's her face, a Family Guy.
Oh yeah.
9
yeah.
days.
What's her name? Joe's wife. Bonnie.
Yeah.
Bonnie. Yeah, she was pregnant for 10 years.
It's funny because they kept making those jokes too, like you're still pregnant, or like something crazy. Like,
She finally had the baby on the show. All right, last one. Let's see. All right, last one I got. Let's pick. I got Mercy with Michael B. Jordan. I got Sonic, Uncut Gems, and Like a Boss. Which one you want to do? Or have you seen any of
those? No.
Damn.
I haven't. No, wait. I seen Shit, I'm tweaking. You know, it's crazy. It's not Just Mercy, but I saw The Banker.
The Banker.
Yeah, Samuel
Oh
Jackson.
yeah, I wanted to see that. I haven't seen like a lot of like publicity behind it because it's on Apple TV, but I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It was straight.
Yeah, I definitely gotta check that out. One, somebody was saying it's just been dropping a lot of good gems in it and whatnot, just like real life.
Uncut Gems is actually coming to Netflix, right? I heard it was coming to Netflix in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna check it.
Sure. Oh yeah, but it's a movie you gotta pay attention to. I think like every second, and it's very, very interesting. I would say.
What some people said Adam Sandler should have got some Oscar love for it. Where do you fall on?
I don't know about it. I
No?
don't know if I say Oscar noms, but then again, I don't know what they be using to be Oscar nominated movies. Like, some of the movies be weird. Yeah.
True. I mean, and also you would never like, although you assume something like Joker is gonna be good and it was a great movie, like I feel like a lot of movies are coming in now like disrupting what a traditional Oscar movie is. Like it's really anything that's like good, I guess. Or,
Like Jojo Rabbit, no.
yeah.
I don't know why it was an Oscar. I don't know why. It was not good to me.
You didn't like it?
Jojo Rabbit was terrible. It was just like, what is this? It didn't make any sense. Well, I won't say it was that bad. It just wasn't Oscar worthy to me.
Have you seen Parasite? Or did we talk about Parasite?
Yeah, no, I finally seen Parasite. Parasite was dope. That definitely should have won. I think that was Oscar won.
It was deserving. It was a great movie. Great
Yeah.
film. I'm glad they didn't play him like, you know, and only gave him the foreign language category. Like that was the best film of the year for sure.
And they were talking about remaking it to be an American movie. I was like, Americans, oh, we gotta take some shit and make it their own.
Yeah, look, they all like it's. I just hate that formula of like rehashing either stuff that recently came out, bad remakes.
Oh, we do it a lot. If you really pay attention, there's a lot of movies that came out of Asia that we remake, and they came out like 6 months ago.
Yeah. Also, yeah, that's true. Also,
like, we're not filming at the same time.
who got this idea first? Like,
Really?
Yeah. Also, we're seeing this is the age of, you know, we're turning animated classics into live action films for some reason. Like,
Yeah.
Mulan's about to come out later this year. Like, we didn't need this. We didn't need this at all. Like, if I can't hear Eddie as Mushu, I don't want to watch this. Like, it's
drag on. I don't do that tongue thing. I need to hear that. Yeah. I don't know what they own, man. Yeah.
I just heard they're about to make a live action. I think what was it Hercules or something?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I heard about that. And you know what's funny? People are hating on Ariana Grande too, and it's like, and it was black people that did it too, and I was like, come on, y'all. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Ariana Grande as far as how she portrays herself in the public image, but I know that's all fake.
Yeah.
But you know, as far as her trying to like portray herself as being a black woman, that's obviously annoying. But and I don't like, that's why I don't really like care for her as much. But the girl is singing. And they was trying to have her do the main woman. Y'all know if you remember her, the redhead in the cartoon. They wanted her to, they were talking about speculating doing her, and it was like a bunch of like, they were dragging her. And I'm like, honestly, this would be a great casting thing. I'm like, she looks like the person, you know, per se, naturally. Well, the real Ariana Grande looks like her, not the thing she's doing with this with all the browning and whatnot. Her, how she was on Nickelodeon, she looks like that character. But I really hate that girl. But I don't know. I think it's kind of something deserving. I kind of see what it is as far as like her portrayal in real life, trying to be. So that'd be a good movie. Who would they get to play Hercules though?
I don't know.
Wow.
I have no idea. I just don't think there's a good casting choice for a live action Hercules. Just even if you get a great person, like, why are we doing this?
I mean, I don't know. I think but like, if it wasn't a Disney version, I think it'd be dope because they said the same person who did Adventures was gonna do it, so I think it could be dope. But it's gonna be a Disney movie, so
okay. I mean, hey, look, I've been wrong before. It's just I'm just not on a live action train. I don't think it.
Yeah, Lion King was too real for me. It was like it looked like he was talking like this the whole time, like, "Wow, what are you talking about?" Because
it takes away emotion, even though watching
emotion.
cartoon Lion King, like it's still it's still emotional. Like you still want to have that. I shouldn't be looking at this and like me looking at it. I'm too focused on the visual, how it looks, instead of like what he's saying or whatever.
Exactly.
I just know. I just feel like those movies are actually distracting in a way. Like you're focusing on other stuff. Like I'm not even paying attention to the plot. Like I don't know.
I feel you. Yeah. Live actions. But then again, man, this is the last movie I got like the Boss of Tiffany Haddish, but that movie was kind of terrible to me too. Actually, I do want to talk about that one. But I'll talk about the next Sonic. It was actually a good live action. It was with they had Jim Carrey play Dr. Robotnik. I thought it was going to be a terrible choice because he obviously looks nothing like Dr. Robotnik, but he actually played him very good and like made him his own character, and I like that. And I made him look more like the cartoon version of him. And but I suggest watch that one. Sonic was actually pretty good.
Okay.
Well, I love Sonic as a kid too, so yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was watching Sonic X, like all that. Like I was like, that was a show I used to watch when I was younger.
And I didn't know that Jaleel White played Sonic's voice in the original cartoon. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until I was older. That's pretty dope, actually. Yeah.
And then also at the end, they had Tails come out too. That's all I'm saying for our school. And I know they're gonna bring Knuckles.
Wait, so sequel? Oh, I was about to say, yeah, Knuckles always been my favorite.
Yeah, Knuckles was too. Yeah.
Wait, so there's definitely gonna be a sequel.
Definitely a big sequel. I think it's gonna be a trilogy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I think they're gonna introduce Knuckles as probably like the main villain in the next one.
Okay.
And then have Dr. Robotnik like appear and whatnot, and then like bring all the characters back to the third one with Knuckles on his side and all that stuff.
Right. I mean, they gotta do Shadow too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They gotta do Shadow.
Yeah, I think they was talking about doing not Super Saiyan Sonic, but Super Sonic. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that. But Like a Boss, and I think this would be the last. We should probably close out on this one. Like a Boss. Have you seen that one? With
No.
Selma Hayek, Tiffany Haddish, and I cannot think of the other woman's name, but she's pretty funny too. She was in Bridesmaids, I think. Yeah, Bridesmaids. Her name starts with an F.
Let's see. There's Rose Byrne. You talking about?
Oh no, Rose Byrne. That's what I was thinking about. I was wrong. Starts with an F, but yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's with them three. Have you seen that?
No, wait. When did this come out? I didn't even see.
Came out. Yeah, exactly. Came out last year. Like maybe like toward the end of last year.
Okay.
And I mean, it was an okay movie. It had its own it had its jokes and whatnot, but it just wasn't. Honestly, and it makes sense that this is a mentor. I think we talked about this not on air, but I'm just gonna say it. I don't really think Kevin Hart projects are really that funny. And as a whole, like it just when I say that, ask yourself, what Kevin Hart movie have you watched more than once?
You're asking me personally?
Personally.
I don't know. I mean, I probably say
you see how confident I was when you said I knew your answer was going to be, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Soul Plane, probably. It's the only one.
Soul Plane. I actually like Central Intelligence. That movie's straight to me.
I meant to watch that one, but I heard it was not good.
I thought it was funny. I mean, to me, like, there's a lot of things that can be like good about a movie, especially like a buddy movie. Yeah. It's about the chemistry of the stars. Like the plot in those movies are gonna be terrible. Like, come on, like it's hard to make, especially with all the buddy movies they've done. It's hard to make an original, unique, like fun plot. Like I thought the chemistry with The Rock and Kevin Hart was great, and that's why they did Jumanji. Like I don't know, but I see.
He always plays the little man who like does that, and the movies just like are not good to me. I mean. Like I said, I've never rewatched Kevin Hart movie.
Interesting.
Soul Plane, that's it. But it ain't like that was a good one.
It's memorable though.
Yeah, it's a classic. I think it's a hood classic.
It's definitely memorable.
That's his only classic, and that's not good because he's made a lot of movies to me. And
what do you know?
I rewatched that one stand up. That's it. Stand up. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy though, which I will argue against, but people will argue, which like I said, let me say this again, I don't agree. People argue Martin doesn't have that many classic movies.
Blue Street, big. I
Like,
mean, as much as
when I say classic, like considered, I mean, it's hard for comedies, but I would say like critically acclaimed because there's stuff I mean, you say Blue Street, I love Blue Street, but like for instance, the critics they didn't like it as much.
Bad Boys.
I feel like his movies don't get rated. You know, obviously the Bad Boys franchise, like, but like he doesn't have a bunch of those in terms
Oh,
of like
yeah.
what's considered by critics. You know, yeah,
I can see that. Probably like only Wild Hogs and stuff like that. But that ain't like the Martin that I wanted to see, like to see.
right. Yeah, I mean that's the tough thing with comedians. I mean, to me, unless you're teaming up with another big comedian of your era in a way, like you saw it a lot more back in the day. I mean, obviously, something like Harlem Nights, like, that didn't happen a lot, but like it happened. Today, it's not happening. So like, you can build your profile and have a better movie because you're only focusing on the comedy. You're not focusing on anything else. So like, they're gonna be funny, that comedian in that movie, but if the rest of the plot's not good, you're not gonna care about it after a while. It's just gonna be so. I think for Kevin Hart and like a lot of comedians this era, they got to start doing movies together because
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're gonna get bread regardless. Like it doesn't matter. Like they're still gonna do projects. But,
Yeah, but it costs too much now, and that's why they ain't working together.
yeah, but I feel like after a certain point, you get. I'm not counting nobody, but you're not to say you can put that to the side, but
I mean,
there's got to be ways to work together.
at a certain point, it's the art, you know.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's all you got, anyways. So
Yeah, it's like, am I funny or not how much money I made.
yeah, and there's a lot of comedians that I feel like could pair together and make some dope movies
You
together.
know, the Marlon Wayans and Kevin Hart could probably do something together.
Who would you put? What would be like your if you could pick three movies right now, three different sets of comedians together, or even like just give me a couple.
Are we talking about comedians or like the social media stars of the world too?
Two people who you think would be funny in a movie together. It don't matter where they're from.
Damn.
This is, I guess, a good improv exercise in a way.
Damn.
And I put
Well, I just said, who did I just say?
You said Marlon and Kevin Hart. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think that they would be, because they do the same type, like slapstick kind of comedy.
Right. Yeah.
Damn, black comedians, all in one. Those behind me, don't see none. I don't see. I keep wanting DC Young Fly. I keep putting in my head. I just don't think that he's funny in movies. I think he's just a naturally funny person, and it just don't translate to lines being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he came on the Real, I don't know if you watched the Real Show, but it was one episode he was on the Real Show where he came on just rad somebody Chicago style. You know how we used to do in high school, and I was like, damn, he's perfect for that shit. And he was funny as hell. But like you put him on in a movie like How High 2, terrible movie.
I haven't seen it.
Terrible movie. Terrible. Put him in that, and it's just bad.
Gotcha. Okay.
How High, don't watch that shit. Oh, well, we in quarantine, so you got time to kill, so you can watch it now.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't watch it by the time everything open up. Don't do it.
That's funny. Someone should not be saying that about your movie at all. Only watching when you have nothing.
All I can say is 2 movies on Netflix right now that are absolutely fucking terrible, and Mike Epps is on both of the preview things. They were sitting right next to each other. I'm like, damn, Mike Epps was wrong. No offense, Mike Epps, I love you. But what was that shit with the trap?
Have you seen his stand? I've seen that. Yeah, I've
seen that. Terrible. Like they didn't even edit that shit right. It was the point where Mike Epps' mouth was just moving like this, and I was like, wait, what just happened? And I'm like, no, that's the movie. And then you seen the microphone come down like this one time, and I was like, oh.
I watched that a minute ago too. I probably watched that like 2-3 months ago. I forgot about it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I powered through it.
No, I mean it's always it was entertaining in some ways, but nah, yeah, it was.
That was one I was like, nah, I'm just watching this because I heard it was bad, and I just want to make sure.
To make sure.
Yeah. But so I was way off topic, but to go back full circle to Kevin Hart, I don't really think Kevin Hart just has a lot of good movies out. That's just me, and I watched a lot of them as far as like Night School and I haven't watched Jumanji just because I don't know. I feel like it's his whole thing. I just don't want to watch it. To be honest, it doesn't seem entertaining to me. And then what was the other movie? Well, he had a bunch of movies, bro. But we already said we ain't never rewatched the Kevin Hart movie. So these movies that she's been in are kind of like the same formula. I feel like, and it's just not really good movies.
Yeah,
You don't really showcase her a little shit.
You didn't like Ride Along?
It was okay. I watched it once.
Just not.
I'll probably watch it again if I'm like, if I had cable and it came on TV or something like that, I'll probably watch it again, but I won't click on it to watch it again in its entirety.
Gotcha. Get Hard?
Didn't watch it, I will say that, but it just seemed stupid. Seemed pretty like, why is this black man teaching this white man how to go to jail? I just didn't like it off the premise of that.
Yeah, no, it was stupid is the word, but it had its moments, you know.
Keep going down the list to see.
Hey, look, you got me interested now. I'm trying to see.
Bring them on. I like The Kitchen with Tiffany Haddish, though. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay. I don't think I've seen The Kitchen. Nah.
She's been diversifying her bonds a little bit more.
Yeah, and that's I'm surprised. I'm impressed, definitely. Yeah. I like the different roles that she's getting and the ones that she's accepting too, and taking on those challenges.
Yeah, I didn't like her Nobody's Fool. That was some bullshit. Tyler Perry, wherever it goes. So I would say that was some bullshit. That whole movie. It had the potential to be good too.
Wait, what's
that was with her, Tika Sumpter, Amari Hardwick, and McCad Brooks.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it could have been really good. It just wasn't. I thought you were gonna keep going down the list. I was like, okay.
Oh, I mean, the Grudge Match, Think Like a Man 1 and 2.
Okay, I did. Okay, those I rewatched.
There you go.
Yeah, those two movies I rewatched, even though the second one wasn't as good as the first one.
I think his best work is like, and I'm not trying to be cliche. I'm not trying to be cliche when I say that, but I feel like he had to get to this point, and he's gotten to this level where like we're expecting him to do like big things now. It wasn't like he's building himself up to be this major star. He's already there. So, I mean, I feel like it's not like the content's just terrible. Like it's straight. But I think I think he's about to like make like it's about to level up in a way, like in terms of just
I keep watching. All I can say is I could watch Harlem Nights I could watch Harlem Nights back to back to back to back to back.
You see this though, like you see why though? You see that cast.
Okay, I just go to
featuring all these other comedians. This is Kevin Hart with the co-star, and then other smaller actors who might not be I'd say funny, but they're not the same like at the same level.
Yeah, but I mean he's worked with The Rock. He's worked with Will Ferrell. He's worked with
but
maybe that's the problem. Like you said.
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy. I'm like I can watch Boomerang over and over again, but that got every black comedian in that ever. I can watch Dr. Dolittle.
It's the same way with like Life. Even though that movie's long, I can watch that over and over because of that cast and because of that 1-2 combo with Martin and Eddie. Like
I'm asking myself
those movies, but like you said, he's already on this level. It's like it's gonna be so hard, like and even him, I understand it. He's on the level where a lot of people are trying to get to. It's tough.
But it's kind of like with Mayweather. It's like, yeah, you're a great fighter and all, but I don't want to watch none of your matches, bro. You don't fight. I'm like, yeah, I respect you and I see all this, but I don't want to see any of your matches because all you're going to do is void, jab right to that. You're going to pinpoint right to that right eye, get them points, and that's it. Go back and keep doing that. I don't want to see that. I want to see somebody take somebody's head off if I happen to watch boxing. I don't really like boxing, but like, I don't want to see that.
I see what you're saying. I do. I mean, it's every criticism is fair. Any criticism, honestly, like it's ain't nobody's perfect, and definitely there are ways to improve what he's. And like I said, I think it's taken him to get to this point, but like now it's like it's all about the content and how good the content is, how memorable, and the replay value. Like you said, for a comedy, it doesn't have to be the best plot, the best story. It's the replay value. Like how often am I gonna turn this on when all this competing stuff is out there, and there's always something new every day. So
yeah, like I feel like a lot of people our age have probably watched Paper Soldiers. That's what, more than they have any. It's Paper Soldiers and Soul Plane more than they have any other Kevin Hart movie over and over again.
Yeah, you can say that for sure.
Yeah, I would put money on that. I don't even gamble.
No,
I said it straight to you. I'm like, you ain't watched another Kevin. You ain't watched the Kevin Hart movie twice. You said, I don't know.
I have to look at the list for sure. I mean, like I said, there's a couple on there, but yeah, it's
besides Sting Man.
Yeah, he got a.
I think that was really his breakout movie too. That kind of like it was like okay, national, because that came out at the same time as all right. Those two things, like Kevin Hart is who he is today. I just think he hasn't. To me personally, I think he hasn't capitalized off of those two things. But he's doing a lot of stuff though.
I don't know about that. Yeah, I mean,
doing a lot of stuff. So that's why I like forgive that because I'm like your breath.
Yeah,
work is
he's gotten to a level that's like he's on the same level as any A-list celebrity.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even.
You got a whole network. Yeah,
We're not talking about black actors, black comedians, anybody. Like this is person on the earth. Like he's at that level, and it's just kind of crazy. I'm like scrolling down IMDb, like you kind of don't remember, like you don't realize he's actually he's been acting at least for a very long time, and even doing stand-up for a long time. His credits go back to 2001. So like I say, he's built up to this point where
Well, honestly, one of his funniest roles, and it makes sense because it was in a movie with a bunch of other comedians, was the 40-year-old virgin. That 5 minutes he was in that movie was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, there's a few. I mean, he's kind of crazy. He's had two separate careers. I mean, it's such as like with anyone like building up as an actor, anybody in the arts where like no one really comes in as like that star, like getting these starring roles. Like you're a co-star or, getting the smaller supporting roles. Like, and he did the supporting roles for a minute and then he started to be in the co-star and then started to actually top line all these movies. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was that stand-up that did it for him. That all right. After that, everybody loved Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I know. I think the best stand-up I've seen lately was Mike Epps' stand-up. I don't know if it's new. I think it's new.
We had the red suit on?
I think so.
Bro, that shit was trash. That shit was trash. Bro, he knew that shit was trash. The way he was.
Wait. Which one are you talking about? You talking the new
came
one?
out like 2015.
No. This one's like recent, like more recent. It's like last year.
Oh, okay. I gotta watch that one, man, because I know the one, because he was like the beginning of the Netflix comedy special.
Oh no. This one's I don't know what year, but it's kind of new. It might be.
Sorry, actually, the one I'm thinking about is Chris Tucker. He had on the red suit.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
he had one that came out around that time too. So I don't know. He had on a white suit, I think. Mm. But yeah, that shit was terrible when I watched. I hope that this one was funny because I was worried for Micah. And I think what I just said earlier with the last two movies on Netflix was terrible. It had his face on it. I'm like, damn, bro. They made you the memory of these two shits.
Hey, man, someone's got to be the scapegoat.
In the movies.
Put you on the poster.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you just got to stop taking these bad acting jobs, bro. Stop smoking that shit and saying, yeah. Yeah, I'll do the movie, man. How much y'all paying? Better than this. He was probably playing Richard Pryor. Now that would have put him on the map. I'm mad he didn't get the chance to do that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
he's on the map already, but
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna happen at some point, but yeah,
I know they're not gonna cast him no more, though, but he definitely supposed to be in.
Yeah, and he would have been perfect, honestly. When they do it, they need to cast the right person. That's just, I mean, they have to know, right? But, important.
All right. Anything other? So we basically, I mean, that's the only thing that's going on during coronavirus. I feel like it's all watching movies. So we just wanted to come out and talk about what we've been watching. Anything else you kind of wanted to talk about as far as topics?
Oh, we didn't even get into The Last Dance. I've only been watching.
Oh, damn. Yeah. I
I've
mean, since that's a 5 or 10 part, we can keep talking about it if we want to, like in another episode. But yeah, I watched I haven't been able to watch them. I watched 5 and 6 yesterday, and they was dope. But Michael
you
Jordan.
haven't seen the early
Huh?
ones? You
Huh?
haven't seen the early ones?
Uh-uh.
Oh, wow.
I have ESPN Plus, but you can't watch it on there.
Yeah, you can.
I cannot watch it on there.
Oh, wait, you can't. Wait, hold on.
If you go to ESPN Plus, if you go to the originals, it says you have to log into a subscriber or whatever.
Ah,
Because apparently, like, you have to have the regular ESPN that's on TV. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah, I'm one of the idiots who pays for cable. So, yeah. Only because of Laker games, I couldn't have seen the Laker games, but there's no basketball now, so
Yeah, I know, yeah.
oh
I
well.
just so happened to see this link I used to use to watch games. It was live. It happened to have The Last Dance on at 5 and 6. I was like, fuck, I'm finna just watch these and see how many they show tonight.
Yeah, honestly, too, though, in a couple of weeks, they're probably gonna drop that whole shit on
Yeah, ESPN Plus. They probably gonna drop it on there afterwards.
people. I think people overseas are watching on Netflix, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it might even hit American Netflix.
Yeah,
So,
because it's co-produced with Netflix, so yeah, it's probably gonna hit there too.
yeah. But it's good so far. I mean, I'm sure the episodes you saw, like, it's well done for sure, and it's great for the younger viewers. Even us, we grew up in Chicago during that era, but we were young. Like I remember Jordan hitting the last shot just because it was iconic, and but admit I was like 6 years old when that happened, but I legitimately remember him making that shot.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know all that stuff that was going on with Jerry Krause, the GM and the owner, Skyping his contract and just all the stuff behind the scenes. I think it's dope to see. Like
I remember when I learned, I'm like, we used to play against Dennis Rodman. I thought he was on our side.
yeah, yeah.
He
It's
played.
just putting all that together. Like it's crazy. He played with them after like Dennis Rodman said like he was going out there. Like they were told to try to whoop Jordan's ass. Like that was the goal. And that was his teammate like 3 years later, like 4 years later. Crazy.
Crazy. Full circle. It was like 10 years later, right?
I think it was like 7 because Jordan had came back in 95, but then Rodman didn't join until
96, 97.
96 season. But like it was late 95. He didn't join until like November.
Yes, like 7 years later. Yeah, that's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, I didn't know like any of this stuff, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't because also Jordan, he had access to the footage since 1998.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's a combination of footage, like obviously them talking about it now, but like it's a combination of like all the stuff that the entire Bulls dynasty, but also in particular like the behind the scenes footage of that last season, which is cool. That before they did that, a lot of teams didn't grant access to film crews, but that was like really unprecedented during the time. But it's
Probably ain't have the technology, so.
not, I know, or like especially to make it look good. But
Yeah, I mean, real good and just not have all the cords and stuff.
exactly, like it's a lot of like just small stuff you never think of, like wouldn't
Right.
think of.
I know it's funny watching them big ass suits that everybody was wearing.
Man,
he is an embodiment of the '90s with that little hoop earring and that big old suits.
yeah, it's just crazy. You see, like I try to notice stuff like from that era too. You see, not only do you see a lot of players like sort of dressed like him too, like you would have players like wear the hoop earring. Pretty much everybody had shaved head, bald, like during that era because of him. They would wear like the armband, like on the left arm.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, like it's just a lot of stuff. You see a lot of players like, and obviously his shoes. A lot of people emulate. It's funny.
I know that's great. I know I want to see the one where they was really like going in on Jerry Krause, but I think that was like episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, yeah. They keep it up a little bit, but yeah, the first couple episodes, yeah, they definitely go in.
I didn't know he looked like a fat nerd.
I thought he had more of a basketball background. I would say. I didn't know. Like, not to say I didn't think. Obviously, I didn't know. I knew he didn't play, but I thought like he worked for a team before that. Like, I didn't know he came from the White Sox. And, yeah, that's crazy.
No, I knew that. That's why I used to hear the conspiracy. That's why Jordan went to the White Sox. They were
Oh,
like, with everything going on, all the gambling stuff and whatnot. The conspiracy is like, hey, I'm gonna keep you close. Just go over here real quick, and we'll work out stuff. So
that's
I was watching another documentary where they were talking about it was something to do with Jordan like gambling debt,
I
where they
heard.
or something like that, where they had to like fine him or like they was gonna like the league was gonna have to like punish him publicly, and they didn't want to do that, so he quit in order to avoid that.
I mean, they were on him like I don't know if you seen the latest episode, but yeah, they were really on him about it. Like it was a big deal. Like another thing, I didn't know. Like I've always heard stories about it, but like I didn't know like it was such a big deal to where the NBA was investigating him and whatnot. Like I didn't know it was that big a deal. Like,
Yeah, I know he wrote all them books about him too and whatnot.
yeah, but I mean, I've heard the stories of him being competitive and gambling on basically like on anything really. But
Yeah,
I don't see
shooting quarters and that. It's like shooting quarters with the security guards. I'm like, oh man,
it's
yeah.
funny though.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny to see all these sides because I mean, like a lot of people thought because Jordan had a hand in producing it, obviously it would be way too one-sided. But I think they're doing a good job of showing everything and showing the criticisms, the highs and the
Oh yeah,
lows.
he definitely showing everything.
Yeah.
I think that's why he was like nervous about it coming out because he's like, I actually was like fair to myself. I didn't make myself look like the man. I was like make myself look like a human.
Yeah, I mean, especially I feel like since he's retired, we've only talked about him as like a legend because he doesn't hoop no more. Like that's with anyone who's retired. So like you only hear stories. He's become like this like not only real legend, but like an actual like legend in terms of like stories. Like
Yeah,
so that's why it's being humanized again. Like it's a little different, but it's not that big a deal, honestly. I think it's cool to see.
yeah. I can't wait for. I know I'm going back home, so I'll be able to like binge watch all of them
Mm.
on my people crib. So I'll be able to see them and catch up for next week. Though.
Yeah, nah, it's dope. I mean, you could definitely watch them all back to back too. Like it's like
Oh yeah, definitely.
they flow into the next episode pretty well. Like
I've
that.
been waiting for something like this for like the longest time. Everybody has. I
Yeah,
mean, the best team ever almost.
especially
Somebody.
Chicago. Yeah, I mean it's what we don't really have like they should have done this a minute ago, but there's really hasn't been a team since then. The Bulls,
I just feel like the Bulls was the only real dynasty to me. Because, like, that was a team that literally three-peated. Has anybody three-peated twice
no,
and in the same decade?
no. Oh, no. Well, no, only because I mean Celtics have won 8 in a row before. That was, I want to say,
Nobody really count that shit.
no, I think it was 55 to 6. No, not 50. It was during the 60s. Like it was a long time ago.
We count that shit, but we don't count that shit. The
No,
basketball start to the 70s.
right. Well,
As far as I'm concerned.
yeah, it's mainly because it wasn't like the lack of competition. It was like there weren't enough teams. I guess so. That is lack of competition. There weren't enough teams. Like it was when they were going 8 straight. It wasn't 30 teams in the league.
Right.
Like straight. That's really like the main thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm like, the Bulls are the only modern day team or team to me, period, that have won three-peated twice in one decade. And
yeah. I mean, absolutely,
I can't be fact-checked with that.
do that. Yeah, like
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's pretty
and
impossible.
if the star didn't retire, they would have won those 2 years too. I mean, like the stats basically tell us that all they needed was Jordan to win.
Yeah, I think the funny thing is that those the years that Jordan wasn't there, those would have been the most interesting finals, I think, because they would have gone against Hakeem and then Shaq, and that's like
Oh yeah, he would have got his
not
ass
to
beat
say I
up.
think the Bulls would have won, but this is also before they had Rodman, so like
Yeah,
going against Hakeem, they would have fried them. Like, I don't know, like I think it would have been interesting, but it doesn't matter. They were dominant and they definitely deserve the praise for sure.
yeah. I mean, because they was like one game from missing the finals when he was gone.
Hmm.
So I mean, I'm like, they had him there, and of course we don't count 45.
Oh right, no, it was because they lost to the Knicks I think that year, '94 maybe. Yeah, and then
They might, and
yeah,
then they
they lost
lost
to
to,
the Knicks '94 and then '95 the
they
Magic
lost
went
to
to
the
the
Magic. Yeah,
to Olajuwon.
yeah. Honestly, I wish the Magic would have won a championship that year. I mean, it would have been interesting to see what would have happened in Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, Penny and Shaq should stay together longer, but
Even Shaq said
we
that.
wouldn't have Shaq and Kobe, so
Exactly. I guess that's a good trade-off.
yeah, for real.
Yeah. Yeah. But anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I would make a quick plug real quick. True Millennials, we dropped a song today, Jesse Gennari Maestro. It's called
Hey.
It's called Looking Good. It's out on every platform. YouTube, the video's out now. I don't know if I can provide the link in this, but if you want to check it out, go to Maestro's YouTube. That's Maestro, or official True Millennials on IG. Like we have the link in bio and everything. So
And tell them you tell them who Maestro is or anything they probably have seen the man.
Maestro Harrell, he's been on The Wire. He's been a few things. Fear the Walking Dead,
Yeah,
Suburban.
he was on the wire. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was in season 4 of The Wire. He played
Yeah.
one of the Corner Boys. Yeah.
That was the best season of the wire.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And he was in what was it, the Fear of the Walking Dead? He had an episode on that.
Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead. He was just an episode of FBI. He was in Unsolved. A few different things. A lot of different things.
A lot. I remember we did that. What was that show? My Super Sweet 16.
I was actually on that episode.
You was?
Yeah. I was on that episode. For anybody who wants to look that up.
Oh man, I was trying to get in that party so bad. Everybody got invited. All the girls got invited. Everybody I knew got invited. I was pissed. Oh man.
I love Shrek in Chicago. That's funny.
That's what's up. Shout out to the Chicagoans in LA, like us too. Transplants is out here moving around. But what plugs I got going on? Well, I ain't got nothing. I have a lot going on. I just can't do it yet because of the quarantine.
What should we look forward to as soon as quarantine's lifted? Like, what's the first thing, or what project are you looking forward to yourself?
What am I looking forward to the most? Well, I'll be finishing up my a run with. Well, we were in the middle of developing our show with Second City, but we'll be continuing to developing a premium show for Second City once everything opens back up. We wanted to do, we were doing it through like this conference calls and all this stuff, but it just doesn't translate well. So we're like, let's just wait till everything opens and start to get back to that. On top of that, I'm working on doing some of my own shows outside of that. We're just kind of me and my own little team as opposed to what the team I work with at Second City. So just trying to diversify and work with different people and get the name out there by all means necessary.
Exactly. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Cornell Westside, you're going to see this name in my turn there.
Adding some effect on this video. Put your name.
Well, oh, man. But, yeah, we've been at it for like an hour and a half, 2 hours now. I don't want them to get bored of us. So we can go ahead and exit this episode out. Quarantine life.
What official episode number is this? Episode number is this?
I think this is season 2. I think this is 3.
3, okay.
We'll figure it out. I don't know. I'm not top of my head. We'll figure it out though. I don't know. But yeah. Episode 3. We're just gonna say episode 3 for now. It might be 2. It might be 3. We'll figure it out. It's episode quarantine.
Quarantine editions.
Quarantine like Thanos. You just snap everything. And you just gotta worry when it come back. We in the I don't know what that period of time, Pablo. We gonna worry about making everything rational afterwards. Yeah. Well, all right, family. This has been the Melanted Report. Bringing you the news of the day. We didn't bring much news today, but we just came to talk to people, boy. But yeah, I will see y'all soon.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay covered up. Stay masked up. Yeah, all that. West side out.
Peace.
Peace.